Okay, now I'm sure you folks are desperate to see drone footage of the Kalcakra Mandala, the crystal Kalcakra Mandala, folks. It is a 54-acre crystal palace under 30 feet of mud in Khakradih. The Kalchakra Mandala is Khakra Dih. Dih is palace. Wherever I have seen a palace area, it is called Deeh. And Kalchakra, Khakra is actually Khakra. In Wikipedia, you read Kalchakra. The heading is Kalchakra, but it is Kalcakra. And Taranath calls it Khakra. Taranath calls Kalchakra Khakra. So folks, this is Khakra Dih. It's on the Jhana river, which has given the name, seems to have given the name Jonang School of Thought. Because all Atisa's palace, which is Kajra, is on the Jhana river. It has given the name Kagyu. And the hills, Kajra Pahari, is Kagyu Pa. So Kajra is Kagyu, Kajra Pahari is Kagyu Pa. And the Jhana river has given its name Jonang School of Thought. Because this entire Atisa and this Kalchakra thing is falls under the Jonang School of Thought. So folks, I'm sure you're desperate to see the drone footage of the Kalchakra Mandala. It's a 54-acre. In Wikipedia also you read the Tibetan text, you read the mandala was huge. The Mandala Palace, it was a palace and it was a crystal palace. It was huge and they got the crystal from close by. So the crystal palace was huge. So folks, I'm sure you want to see it, but before I show it to you, I will show you where the Kalchakra Mandala is in satellite pictures, in satellite Google Maps, and then I will give you the drone footage. So, and the drone footage is lovely of the Kalchakra Mandala. And so folks, stay tuned to see the drone footage of the Kalchakra Mandala. Thank you. Okay, now folks, see here. According to Indian and Tibetan legend, King Suchandra of the northeastern Indian kingdom of Shambhala, that is Sahmalput, was next to Kajra in Lakhisrai district of Bihar, was the one who requested teaching from the Buddha that would allow him to practice the Dharma without renouncing his worldly enjoyments and responsibilities. In response to his request, the Buddha gave the first Kalchakra Tantra initiation and teachings at Amaravati. So the Amaravati should be near, that is Amwari, just 4 kilometers southwest of Khakradih, folks. Khakradih is the Kalchakra Mandala. So here it is. Then King Suchandra King Suchandra also built a huge 3-dimensional Kalchakra Mandala in the center of the kingdom. And folks, you will view the satellite picture. It is a 54-acre 3-dimensional mud mound on the Jhana river, which has given the word Jonang. So basically the Jhana is proof The Jhana river is proof that Khakra Dih is the Kalcakra Mandala. See, in Wikipedia, they are not sure whether to call it Kalcakra or Kalchakra. Sometimes they call it Kalcakra, most of the times they call it Kalcakra, but sometimes Kalchakra. So folks, this is it. So stay tuned, view the satellite picture, and then you will, get the drone footage of the Kalchakra stupa. Thank you. See, now this is the Kalchakra Mandala. This is the Kalchakra Mandala. It's called Khakra Dih. Khakra Dih. And Chandi Sthan is your Tara. Chandi Sthan is your Tara Sthan. So basically Khakra Dih. Khakra Dih is Kalchakra Mandala. In YouTube, in Wikipedia, the writer is not sure whether to call it Kalchakra or Kalcakra. And Taranath calls it Khakra. Taranath calls it Khakra. So folks, this is your Kalchakra, Mandala. See, here it is. It is a three-dimensional mandala. Three-dimensional. 1, 2, and see, it is curved on top. So that is a single dimension. Not these two. It's curved on top. So that is 1, 2, 3-dimensional mandala. And Tibetans say it is on the Sita river. No, it's on the Jhana river. It's on the Jhana river, and Jhana, Jonang, Jhana, Jonang. Jhana gives the place, gives the, word, Jonang school of thought. Because the, Amwari stupa, Kalchakra stupa, is on the banks of the Jhana river, and Shambhala, which is Sahmalput, that is also on the banks of the Jhana river, and these give the word Jonang school of thought. And see, the land is in the name of Atisa. The land is in the name of Tesa Jha. Jha means a preacher. Jha means a preacher, and Tesa is Atisa. It's the original name of Atisa. Tesa means extremely brainy, extremely brainy. So the land of the mandala, the Kalchakra Mandala, is in the name of Atisa. And folks, proof of that this is the Kalchakra Mandala is that the Kalchakra stupa, that is Amwari, it is close by, just 4 kilometers southwest of just 4 kilometers southwest of Khakra Dih, which is your Kalchakra Mandala. And another proof, the second proof is Shambhala. All this took place in the country of Shambhala, that is Sahmalput, and with its capital in Kalapa, that is Kajra. So folks, and the river Jonang, Jhana river gives its name Jonang school of thought, and Kajra is Gagyu, and Kajra Pahari up here, these hills up here, is Gagyu Pa, folks. Now,
folks, I'm giving you the drone footage of Khakra Dih. See the brown part, you can see on the right of the screen, it is curved. So we are on the western edge. See, the drone is climbing up. The brown part is the Khakra Dih. It is the Kalchakra Mandala, and see, you can see the fields going down. This is a 30 feet mud mound above the field. The greenery are the fields. And see, the drone is turning. You have reached the end. This is a 54-acre mud mound with bricks littered over it under the ground on the banks of the Jhana river. Folks, this is definitely your crystal palace, because the Tibetans never wrote lies. The Tibetans never wrote lies. This is definitely your crystal. See, now we are going towards the west, towards the curved portion of the Kalcakra mandala. See, the Wikipedia I read, it was a huge, King Suchandra made a huge mandala out of crystal. See, that is the Jhana river. This Jhana river has given the name, Jonang School of Thought, because your Atisa's home is on its banks, that is Kajra. Then you have your Shambhala, which is Sahmalput, is on its banks. And then you have the Kalcakra stupa, which is Amwari, is on its banks. So this is definitely your Jhana. See, you can see the curve on the tip of the thing. This is the three-dimensional Kalchakra mandala under in Kalchakra crystal mandala. Under the ground up here, I haven't told people that this is a crystal mandala. Otherwise, you would have had people digging it up. Folks, once it is excavated, it will turn out much more beautiful than the Taj Mahal. And it will become the best, the number one wonder of the world. A 54-acre crystal palace. Oh, thank you, Tibetans. Thank you for preserving all this knowledge. And thank you very much. Bihar should be very grateful to you. This crystal palace should, take Bihar out of its poverty. For tourism will be great. So basically, this is your Kalchakra mandala. It is in the country of Shambhala, which is your Sahmalput in Kajra. The Kajra Kajra has got several mispronunciations. Kijila in the Varahi story, Kalappa. See, the front part is curved. You can see the curve on the road below. The front part is curved. The road is traveling below the mud mound. So is curved, and this is the three-dimensional mud mound. And west of this, around 8 kilometers to the west of it, is the source of the crystals. There is a whole crystal hill called Jalwa Pahari. There is a whole crystal hill called Jalwa Pahari, and the middle part, the around 500 feet of the hill has been mined. So basically, I think that 500 feet of those crystals will be under this thing in the form of a 5-storied building. So, folks, this is your Kalchakra mandala, and this is a unique find for me. And basically, actually, it was a whole village owns it. They have owned around half an acre, 2 acres, 1 acre per head. So whole village owns it, and one of them is one of my uncles from my mother's side. So this is again the Jhana river, which gave its name Jonang School of Thought. I know some Tibetans won't agree, but you have to see the similarities of the words. You cannot ignore. So this is the Jhana river. It has the Kalchakra stupa on its banks. It has Shambhala on its banks, and this is Kalchakra. Kajra is Kagyu, Kajra Pahari is Kagyupa, and the Jhana is your Jonang School of Thought. So folks, this is a clear picture of the entire mandala below me. And that's me down there, about to pull down the drone. So folks, say bid goodbye to your Kalchakra Mandala. I found it. Shambhala and the Kalchakra stupa and the Kalchakra Mandala are unique finds by me. Very unique. I think they are the best finds, and I thank God that I was the one who found them. So folks, this is your Kalchakra Mandala. The silver crystal palace, 5-storied crystal palace is below this place, folks, and my drone has reached ground level and is landing. Folks, this is your His Holiness the Dalai Lama should be informed of this find. Folks, say goodbye, say adieu to the Kalchakra Mandala. Say adieu to the Kalchakra Mandala, the crystal palace.